Hi dear friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Akshadari by Devraj. I hope you guys are enjoying and enjoyed the weekend. Today is 12th June 2023. I hope you guys are working towards to improve your communication in English. So let me start today newspaper. Before going to start the newspaper, I would request you guys to please subscribe the channel, like and comment. So if you like the video, please share so I can help you out to resolve your queries. So and I hope you guys are like if you are all commented me, you are all requested for the doubts. So I hope they have resolved their problems. They have their doubts in communication, especially for the rural candidates. Most of you of them had sent the WhatsApp message and emails related to communication, related to competitive exams. So I hope they have received the reply for their queries. So let me start today newspaper reading. Yes, guys, let's see what's in the today newspaper front page. So the vote for India as thanks for Senghor. Djokovic wins French Open, backs 23rd slam. Sturgeon held in case with party finances. Governors can't indefinitely hold back bills. It could break down democracy. Australia crowned World Test champion. Pre-bus straw scheme rolled out in state. Cookies to boycott fees panel over CM's presence. Cyclone by Bipajwa is set to eat Kutch. Gujarat begins preparations. So admission. Bangaloreans breathe air that exceeds WHO limits by 5 times. Study. Greenpeace India report titled Spare the Hair is based on a year-long exercise from September 2021. KHDC XMD booked. Career counseling is key to helping students make informed choices. At the Hindu Education Fair Plus Career Counseling in Tumakuru, experts spoke to students and parents about various career paths, including engineering and medicine. I passed out to second PU this year with 25 marks in science. I'm planning to join BE in electricals and electronics. I got good information about college selection and other issues. It was a very helpful session. Yoga Nrsimha. City police chief keeps officials on their toes. Artists, RTCs to procure 1,894 new buses. On the first day of Shakti, there were smiling faces all around. De-reserving forest land. Government plans to giant survey by forest revenue departments. People living in houses built on such land or cultivating the land do not have the rights of mortgage or sale through they have been living on the land before the Forest Act was implemented in 1980. Dereserving of forest land has been a huge problem for successive governments. About 500 crore needed to complete rail barricade project. CM to hold meeting today on drinking water situation. Albino deer captured on camera in Kabini. Farmers to hold a satyagraha seeking withdrawal of changes to three laws. On TTB ties, BJP tiptoes around YSRCP. Supran Party underplays significance of Union Minister Amit Shah's meeting with TDP leader and Chandrababu Naidu lack of confirmation of an alliance is largely to help the centre achieve support and parliament from YSRCP for any contentious legislation that it needs to get cleared. Senior BJP leaders' secret meeting in Telangana reflects dissent again. Suspended BS leader to join Congress. Farms keen on chartered flights to foreign destinations, says Kerala CM. Arikompan fears keep workers away from rubber estates in Kanyakumari. When Palakkad paid musical tributes to three Carnatic legends, Telangana cadre IAS officer accused of dowry harassment. The complainant alleges that she was continuously harassed since their wedding in 2021. Manipur, a rude reminder of Northeast tensions. Let me read this editorial page, guys. Violence in Manipur, which has gone on for over a month now, claimed well over 100 lives and displaced thousands more, and has opened many raw wounds that most people had hoped belonged to a bygone era. The specter of an unbridgeable divide between the Maidis on the one hand and the Cookies, Chin, Mizo, Jomi, Naga tribes on the other row is now all too evident, and any resolution will demand utmost sensitive handling. The ethnic divide and violence seems to suggest that little has changed in the Northeast, notwithstanding the many developments in place. Thus, the healing process is likely to be a long drawn out one. There is still a divide. Most people across the country had reason to believe that the Northeast had over time become well and truly integrated. Also, that there were now more commonalities rather than differences among the various tribes and communities. The ethnic violence in Manipur consequently has come as a rude reminder. Notwithstanding improved communications, better transit facilities, and support for the special needs of the region, there does still exist a divide between the tribes and plains people within the region. It is easy to pontificate whenever an outbreak of violence of this magnitude takes place, and to harp on certain aspects such as the existence of an excess of region-centric calculus, lack of internal cohesion, and ethnic caste rivalries as the causes for internal tensions and violence. Such aspects, fortunately, had become lesser in number in recent times, but it is possible that the fraying of our composite culture in recent times, which has also affected other parts of India, is casting a shadow over the Northeast. An additional dimension in the Northeast is the presence of ethnic sub-nationalism and identity politics in an aggravated form. Ethnic allegiance had up in time have been in conflict with mainstream nationalism or vice versa previously, but it was hoped that such tensions had subsidized. The Manipur developments simply imply that in much of the Northeast, ethnic identities still overshadow and overwhelm all other considerations. What is also disturbing is that, according to some reports from the region, consolidation efforts by different tribal entities were resulting in subterranean pressures, and the result is that many issues which were deemed settled seem to have been reopened. This applies especially to Manipur, where of late there have been incipient signs of resurgence. of ultra nationalistic tendencies, the confrontation between Maidis versus Kuki Naga ultra radicalism has evidenced in Manipur. These past weeks need to be viewed in the larger context of the conflict between the Plains Maithis and the Kukis, Mizo, Chin, Jomi, Naga Hill tribes. What we witness in Manipur today is a conflict between charged up Maithis, Chuanism, seeking to consolidate their position within Manipur and across the region. In opposition to the Kukis, Mijos, and other tribes, the Maithis may lack a significant militaristic profile, but the Maithis had earlier undeveloped a strategy and after networking with other northeastern resurgent outfit and militant groups at one level, and with moist groups in the interland states of the country at another. This is a matter of record. Currently, the polarization between the majority Maithis and the other tribal communities in Manipur appears total and irreconcilable irreconcilable. Notwithstanding the peace moves by the central authorities, press outbreaks of violence continue. Relocation of the two communities is taking place vigorously, with parts of the state being designated as Maithis and Kuki. Respectively, the demand for a separate administration as a prelude to the division of the state along these lines is currently gaining momentum. The state government, more specifically the chief minister, has come under severe attack by Kuki tribals for the ongoing violence. This is accompanied by accusations that the police are siding with the Maithis attackers. Maithis elements, in turn, have threatened to form a civilian defense force to protect their people against attacks by Kuki militants. Old issues are being resurrected, such as the burning of the historic Centenary Gate in Lizang village by Metis miscreants, thus sharpening the divide. Demands for the dismissal of the state government and the imposition of the president's rule under Article 356 of the Constitution, alongside a demand by tribal groups such as the Kukis, Chins, Mijos, Jomis, urging the center to give the region inhabited by them a separate administration are being vociferously raised. Weighing in on these solutions, the Home Minister Amit Shah's recent visit to Manipur promised much, but it is highly uncertain whether the solution that he has proposed, which is the standard prescription in all such situations, are the right ones at this time. His announcement of a judicial probe into the ethnic violence and of a three-member committee headed by a judge has been well received. His proposal for the creation of a unified command to oversee security in the state, however, appears draconian in the prevailing circumstances. The announcement of a Central Bureau of Investigation inquiry into specific incidents of violence is a welcome measure. However, changing the Director General of Police, well, who belongs to the Kuki tribe, on grounds of ineffectiveness may only serve to heighten the gap between the warring Maithis and Kuki communities. Sanir voices must take the lead. What is needed at this time is for Sanir voices to play a leading role, notwithstanding the fact that the Northeast has been spared serious violence for some years now. The reality is that it is still a volatile region. It is in the process of changing and adapting to newer circumstances. What the center needs to achieve is an optimal positioning, even if it may seem like giving for too many concessions. Delhi is Han's test as to how it would adjust or react to the new situation that has presented itself. This demands innovative thinking, even as states in the region crave greater autonomy. The process of achieving a proper equilibrium requires both sensitivity and proper and out of the box thinking, understanding cultural factors are critical. Specifically, especially in times of conflict, the Maiti versus a tribal divide is both a cultural and a sociological phenomenon. A solution demands a combination of adjusting to realities, coupled with an understanding of the moral imperatives of the numerous tribal communities that dot the northeast landscape. The heart is to come up with an agreement in which both are more parties to the dispute think it is the best from their point of view. A solution to the Manipur imbroglio in quick time is important. If a satisfactory solution is not found early, it could aggravate centrifugal tendencies that have not entirely been dissipated. Despite the best efforts of successive governments in Delhi and in the region over the past 75 years, the region is beset with the people belonging to different cultures, often confronting each other. Delhi has consistently tried to avoid an adversarial policy and instead has sought dialogue. This is still the best remedy available while avoiding any impression of weakness on the part of Delhi. Delhi needs to acknowledge to itself that the situation in Manipur poses a problem of no mean magnitude. An answer has to be found sooner rather than later before it ignites similar conflicts elsewhere in the region where such as tensions also lurk. All communities across the region crave security. The impression that Delhi is neutral in any conflict is only on the side of justice has to be properly communicated. The key task for Delhi would be to be seen to act on the basis of overreaching moral principles without, however, making a virtue of such principles. Today, there is an upcommon proposed and principles across the partition divide. What is often observed is a weak democratic resolve and an ability to act in the shared national interest. This is about the cookies and maitis, which is the dispute is happening between the tribal people. Telltale signs Maharashtra's low intensity communal violence could take a dangerous turn. Amplify the subject of adolescent girl nutrition. Miles to go. Let me read this. Amplify the subject of adolescent girl nutrition. To unlock the full potential of India's future, we have to prioritize the health and nutrition of its adolescent girls. Adolescence is a pivotal period of cognitive development and therefore improving access to nutrition during this second window of opportunity of growth compensates for any nutrient deficiencies acquired during early developmental stages in the girl child. Furthermore, adolescent health is a significant indicator of women's labor force participation in India in the long term. As better nutrition improves every young girl's prospect to participate in productive activities. Thus, the country beholds a colossal opportunity to add to its nation's demographic dividend by investing in nutrition interventions in adolescent girls. Ever growing nutritional concern. Adolescent girls are particularly vulnerable to undernutrition and anemia due to the onset of menstruation. For the findings of the National Family Health Survey 5 2019 to 21 come from these concerns as a staggering 59.1% of adolescent girls were found to be anemic. With the National Family Health Survey, 4 numbers are also having reported over 41% of the school-going girls are underweight. The numbers showcase a worrying trend. What makes the situation more complex is the fact that a range of factors, from environmental conditions to cultural norms that lack a general neutral environment within a household, affects the nutrition uptake in adolescent girls. While progress has been made in improving crucial health indicators in the form of various government initiatives that have successfully achieved optimum coverage, it is however essential to acknowledge that current health interventions do not specifically focus on the nutritional status of adolescent girls. We are, as a nation, far from realizing the long term consequences of overlooking the nutritional needs of young girls. Poorly balanced and insufficient diets can lead to cognitive impairments that affect one's academic performance. This can result in lower educational attainment, which can limit opportunities for employment and economic self sufficiency later in life. Undernourished adolescent girls are also at a higher risk of chronic diseases and pregnancy complications, which can lead to a higher healthcare burden on both families and communities, potentially leading to financial instability and increased poverty. If our girls are less healthy and less educated, they are less likely to participate fully in society, whether through work, politics, or community involvement. Redefine the interventions. So therefore, it is imperative that we redefine interventions such that we not only center it around a good nutrition but also adopt a life cycle approach, ensuring that no girl gets left behind. This investment can also help break the intergenerational cycle of poverty as well. Nourished girls are more likely to have healthy babies and provide better care for their families. Thus, investing in girls' nutrition is not only the moral obligation of the state but also an economic one, with potential returns in the form of greater and more sustainable economic growth of the nation. Additionally, a few strategic modifications to existing interventions can significantly expand the scope of its outcomes. The convergence of various government initiatives, such as the Scheme for Adolescent Girls within the umbrella of the Prime Minister's overarching scheme for holistic nutrition program, is a step in the right direction provided it is implemented effectively. Targeted adolescent oriented schemes such as the Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya curriculum could include even stronger awareness and nutrition education programs that would help us to sustain beneficiary compliance. Targeted and regionally contextualized social and behavior change communication efforts around adolescent girls. Nutrition are sure to generate a greater demand and the adoption of good practices. For improved outcomes, it is very imperative for effective convergence and collaborations among all the relevant departments. In a way, what that posters a collective NGO routine training of health workers for effective implementation and monitoring of various schemes and to adapt with an evolving landscape is also a crucial step in this process. Use evidence and data. A holistic narrative on adolescent girls' nutrition, explaining its linkages with overall mental and physical well being. Individual productivity and overall economic growth of the country is needed. This must be packed with evidence or data that effectively appeals to all, to those outside the technical community, and must be framed to make it actionable. This is also brings about the need for disaggregated data that allows for effective interpretation. As an elected representative, it is my duty to amplify this vital discourse our nutrition, to work towards protecting and improving the nutritional status of adolescent girls in our country. It is crucial to acknowledge that tackling the complex issue of nutrition among adolescent girls is not just a health concern, but is an investment in the future of the nation. We have an enormous responsibility as well as a tremendous opportunity to ensure the welfare and the upliftment of the nation by prioritizing the national needs of India's girls. The strength of a nation is measured by its ability to nurture its future generations. Hence, let us work collectively to sow the seeds of a healthier, stronger India where every girl can reach her full potential. This is about the nutrition where the girls are lacking to get nutritious nutritional concerns. So let me go to the next page, guys. Governors cannot indefinitely hold back bills. The Telangana BJP is in a bind. Less than half of urban consumers pessimistic about economy. TI should elect over 25 NDA MPs has thanks for Sengal installation. Sure. BJP is scared of Uddhav Thackeray, says Raut. IAF and Army carry out joint exercise in the central sector. Private sector collaboration is the next great phase of Indo-US defense ties. Atul Kashyap. This is a new era and we have to break down barriers and build meaningful ties and defense cooperation. Ahead of 2021, ahead of 2024, SP looks to consolidate UP's OBZ vote bank. BJP seeks to split it. BJP MP accused of sexual harassment of wrestlers says will contest 2024 polls. Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, who is also president of the Wrestling Federation of India, holds rally in Uttar Pradesh to mark completion of 9 years of Modi government attacks Congress. Sachin Pilot was to fight for youth. Farmers says he wouldn't back off from his demands. Kage pays tribute to Rajesh Pilot. PM's anti-Delhi ordinance infringes upon tenets of democracy. Kejriwal. India is leading the world in away field, says Speaker Om Birla. Supriya Sule asks critics to assess performance before questioning her on nepotism. Lulu Tan 76 wishes poor in supporters throng his residence. BJP has desecrated Matua land. Jaishankar holds talks with German Australian ministers. He held a slew of meetings and in the margins of the G20 development ministers meet in Varanasi. Bilateral relations, partnerships, cooperation and development issues were discussed. He said Eknath Shinde seeks land for Master Bhavan in J&K. Bad weather forces Indigo flight to enter Park airspace. Modi inaugurates first national training conclave. Minor girl raped inside a vehicle in North Delhi, Burari. 13-year-old girl was allegedly raped inside a three-wheeler loading vehicle at an isolated place in Burari, North Delhi. The police said on Sunday the accused, who is a school dropout and a minivan driver, has been nabbed. They said, adding that this his age is being verified. According to the police, the incident took place on June 8 when the victim was on a walk with her friend in the area close to her home. Her friend knew the accused and requested for a ride. Two guys went on a drive with the man who later dropped the victim's friend at home and took the victim to an isolated place and raped her in the vehicle, the police said. Minister Congress leader continued the war of words over a surge in the air phase. Today, National Conference of Tribal Writers held in J&K. Lord's generosity, dexterity. Center to complete 3D digitization of museums by year end. They are coming after you, Trump tells his supporters after indictment. 7 children among 35 people missing following Ukraine flood. 34 killed as heavy rain brings down trees and walls in Pakistan. Ash rocks from a Philippines volcano forces officials to evacuate people. They are coming after you, Trump tells his supporters after indictment. Ex-Scottish leader Sturgeon arrested by police probing governing party's finances. Nothing wrong in a nuclear deal with the West. Khamenei. The infrastructure of our nuclear industry should not be touched. Iran's supreme leader is Imran Khan booked in land scam case. Children of the Bush survived on seeds, roots, plants. White retirees tend to spend cautiously. Take care while on a holiday back at home too. White travel insurance is a must have for trips abroad. For the modern classroom, teachers have to develop a diverse skill sets to ensure that their students become responsible citizens who can thrive in an interconnected world. India folds up without a fight as Australia's triumphs in style. Djokovic continues to push the boundaries. We will savor the WTC victory for a few days, says Cummins. Kohli should be questioned over a short selection, says Gavaskar. Australia secures its ninth ICC title in men's cricket. Aces and Wang win women's doubles title in Paris. Djokovic continue to push the boundaries. India folds up with a fight without a fight and as Australia triumphs in style. Bulan triggers a collapse and Lan gives the finishing touches with a 4 for to steal a commanding 209 run victory. The Cummins led side becomes the first to win all the men's world's titles. Experienced batters could not get big runs, and the cost is the game, says Rohit. India women clinch maiden Junior Asia Cup crown. Divya and Mary go back gold and silver in Asia Asian Continental Championship. Rohan Sikhi claim mixed double titles in Denmark. Tanvi rides to a delightful double on dirt track. We have a great team, says Walker. Manchester City finally lays its hands on Champions League. India beats Argentina, finishes the 2022-23 season on a high. Truth of Ayurveda, Patanjali Ayurveda. New sheets of unlimited performance. Swiatek proves the proof she can battle it out till the end even if things don't go our way in the middle. Man City's De Bruyne battled a hamstring injury in treble charge. Inter Milan's secret weapon Lukaku turns out to be a dud. In defense of the annoying fruit fly, a test bed for genetic research. Thousands of neuroscientists use fruit flies to study learning, memory, sleep, aggression, addiction, and neutral disorders. Not to mention cancer and the aging processes of development, the gut microbiome, stem cells, muscles, and the heart. Electrolysis giving water a shock. Water a shock. Does Bangalore need an allied task force? Deputy CM proposal brings to life whole debate. While some say such a group is bound to be not a representative of the city's diverse population, others say big ideas need expert groups. Arboretum is not a walk in the park. A tree walk at NGME held in connection with the World Environment Day raises awareness. WWF India conducts clean up drive of the half lake in city. Notes on madness decodes mental health issues for the uninitiated. Exclusively for fathers. Exclusively for fathers. Rian single is noise and difficult relations. Celebration of nature. Each of my releases highlights what have been through and what I need to get over. This is the text and context page. The significance of Thailand election. The poor people displaced in the ongoing ethnic clash in Manipur. The investments by PIPFIs, FIIs in Indian equities in June and so far. 9,788 crore. The decline in unemployment rates in the month of May. States in which school dropout rate is higher than national average. The worth of investments by UAE is in India at financial year 23. The significance of Thailand elections. Who has gained the popular vote in the recently conducted Thai elections? Why has the government not been formed yet? What has been the relationship between the ruling military junta and the monarchy? Is there a call to reform the strict lese-majority laws? Thailand. Thailand. Why are YouTube creator accounts with large followings targeted by hackers? Hackers attack such accounts are to demand a ransom in return or to gain access to the account's audience base to distribute scam links or the malware. Google has said it continuously trying to improve such detection methods to automatically identify and stop such threat actors. As this will happen who has large like YouTube account like large followers in YouTube, their accounts may attacked by for someone by someone. The World Blood Donor Day coming up. Here's a quick on the essential life foods. This is the last page, guys. I hope you guys are reading the newspaper for 2 hours to make you better in communication. So I'm going to hand this page. Before going to, I would before going to hand, I would request you guys to please subscribe the channel, like and comment. Please leave the comment in the comment box to resolve your doubts as soon as possible. And see you in the upcoming videos, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye. Take care.